Great to have you back with us, 800-282-2882, if you want to be on the program. Mentioned this earlier. Daily Caller, NAACP, that's the National Association for the Advancement of Liberal Colored People, says that Martin Luther King's vision cannot be achieved without fighting global warming. This Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the NAACP wants man-made global warming to be seen as a civil rights issue, arguing that Dr. King's vision of a society free of racial injustice cannot be achieved without addressing warming. Now, folks, I mentioned this right next to my story on what's happening in Hawaii because this is insane. This is literally irrational. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's insulting to Dr. King. It's insulting to people on the left who believe in all of this. It's unhinged and it's deranged. And yet they believe it. Or they want their charges to believe it. They want their supporters to believe it. They want us to believe that climate change is science. Science? It's not science, it's politics. The whole thing is politics. Everything the left touches, everything the left wants, everything the left gets involved in, they corrupt with their political vision. And they're now corrupting the legacy of Dr. King by claiming that you can't advance his ideals without also advancing climate change and global warming. That's just silly. It's just plain silly. Jacqueline Patterson, the head of the NAACP's Environmental and Climate Justice Program, said in an online radio spot for the Yale Center for Environmental Connection, environmental scientists and activists have been increasingly framing global warming as a matter of environmental justice, since minority and low-income populations are disproportionately affected by global warming. How is that? No, seriously, stop and think. How is it that minority and low-income people are disproportionately affected by global warming? Well, that's what this babe says here, Jacqueline Patterson. Traditionally, such concerns focused on traditional pollutants from factories or vehicles, but the NAACP is expanding that to carbon dioxide, which scientists blame for warming the Earth in recent decades. Except the Earth isn't warming. And have you seen, over the last 3 days, highly respected scientists claiming that it is the warming causing the freezing? Have you seen that? Do you not just laugh until you realize they believe it? And by they, I mean people consuming this stuff. I don't know whether Jacqueline Patterson really believes this insanity or if she's just trying to be a Svengali and lead her people to believe it. I really don't know. But I do know that your average, ordinary leftist Democrat followers believe all of this. And, folks, they live every day thinking the world is going to end somehow. Nuclear warfare, climate change, you name it. They believe the earth is going to end. They believe that the earth will not support human life in another 50 years. They believe all of this. They believe Stephen Hawking. When Stephen Hawking says we've got maybe 30 years to colonize Mars because in 30 years the Earth is going to be like Venus and we're all going to boil to death. They believe it. They believe that charlatan, what's his name, Ray, Bill Nye the Science Guy, he's not even a scientist. Wears a white lab coat, looks like one, but he isn't. That's what we're really up against. They believe it. While we're laughing at it because it's certainly warranted and deservedly so, they believe it.